Hi, good evening, afternoon, morning, midnight, depending on wherever you're watching from. If you're watching and you're in Nigeria, I say good evening, or I can't say good night now because it's already past 12 a.m. It's past midnight, and I'm just coming online. I'm sorry, this is invasive because it's not the usual time I normally would come online, and I did not also announce prior to coming online that I was going to come. I'm sorry about this invasion, but then we have to do this. What do we have to do? Well, I want to talk about the topic you already see on your screen. Sorry, I need to quickly make sure that I monitor what people are saying. Just a quickie. My phone just went off. I was supposed to monitor on my phone. Yeah, how are you people? Well, I want to talk about why I think there would be no coalition. For those of you who are dreaming of a coalition, who are asking for it, who are almost dying for it, sorry to break your heart, darlings, it's not going to happen. At least not in 2019. And I'll tell you the parameters on why I think it is not going to happen, and what do I think will happen if not coalition. Well, let me begin by saying that the following persons, Feladrotoye, Professor Kingsley Mohalu, and Omoyele Sowore are the three persons that have been so expected so far to at least come together, and then probably will guarantee people that they would have some headways or something in 2019 election. Really? I don't know. Well, let me say this. The following are the reasons, because I'm not going to take long. My system is going to go off any moment now. There's no electricity. You know, Lagos State, maybe they had this excuse that it drizzled a little during the daytime. Drizzled though, it didn't rain cat and dog. Drizzled that we were still able to go out and do stuff in the drizzles or in the drizzling. Yet they decided it was trite to seize electricity. Since no electricity, I'm just improvising. The lights you see here are just sun-gone and LED. Batteries, they will soon go off. Even this laptop will soon go off. But let me just quickly say this. Well, 3% are in this category of those that are at least expected to come together. Omoyele Sowore will not leave all the hard work and say he's sacrificing for somebody. And the reason is also for two major purposes. One, ideological reason, that he believes that the others are not as ideologically indoctrinated as he has been, and that they may not be able to carry on with the condition Omoyele Sowore has given. If you have been following his broadcast historically, is that if he sees anybody that beats him, or that is almost the same as the capacity he has and the zeal he has, competence he has, intellect he has, anybody that can beat him, he will let the person lead to a coalition and he will surrender. Mohalu believes that he has experience, especially as former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, and also that he had worked at the United Nations, UN, he had been a lecturer, professor, blah, blah, blah. He cannot come and submit to somebody. He will not surrender. And the reason I said so is, I think I need to wait a little bit for my internet to come back. All right, I think we're back now. Okay, good. So don't get carried away by believing that Fela Durotoye will calm down and submit his or sacrifice ambition for another. He says he's open to a coalition, but he added a clause. The clause he has that Durotoye truly wants to all right. Apologies for even the laptop battery will soon go off. But let me quickly round what I'm saying here off. Durotoye will not step down because people in the past said he will rally people that will support him into the coalition after telling you he wants to sacrifice for you, and then he will make sure that he emerges. That is. They say Fela plays games. That is what he wants to do. In fact, they said he was the one who named Pact. And then he was the one who rallied people around and did all of those games he did. And that was the reason Professor Moghalu, although I don't know the reason he waited till the end, did not accept the outcome. He later saw the game and was disappointed. So because they had put that kind of stunt on him in the past, a Professor Moghalu will not want to be part of that kind of arrangement again. Now, Fela Durotoye is rolling the ball out again to say he wants to be part of any process that is, again, transparent among the aspirants to present, and he will submit. Well, for me, if Durotoye truly wants to submit, he would not need to wait. He would already say, I think we want to achieve this, and I should not further. I withdraw, therefore. Just the same way Dr. Obi did. If Fela is sincere that he truly wants to pull out, he will do what Dr. Obi Ezekwesili did and pull out, and then throw his weight behind one of these two. Or, like Dr. Obi is asking or craving, join Dr. Obi and work this coalition together. It would then be narrowed between Moghalu and Sowore. Now, even if Durotoye pulls out, Moghalu, Sowore, they will not agree. Because Sowore believes, and I'm telling you what they all have in mind now. I'm an objective person. Sowore believes that he has rejected ministerial appointments or offers in the past, as far back as when Tinubu had been offering activist positions. For example, Okoyemi Bamidele, commissioner in Lagos, and so many people who did not even struggle at all. He had been rejecting offers since those times. It is too late for him now to come and succumb himself to somebody who became deputy governor of Central Bank as of when. I'm telling you what they did not tell me, but I feel, but I do calculations, all right, and I know some stories too, all right, and then Sowore also believes that what was the sacrifice of these persons to the democratic process that they are all enjoying and collecting appointments and becoming whatever they became overnight? compared to his own and others. All right, as of the time they were fighting, facing firing squad, facing armored tanks, facing the military, facing gun bullets and all of that. What were the contributions of these people? I'm telling you what each of them is thinking and why they will not step down as easily as you think. Then Imohalu believes that he has become a professor. He cannot come down to the level of a master's degree holder like Shore. Even though Shore believes that his experience is more than that of a professor already, with the way he has worked and faced dangers to become what he is today. Having said this, a coalition does not look worthy. Then if we would then have a coalition, what would be the transparent process as enunciated or mooted by Fela Drotoye? What should be a fair, transparent process? I will say, number one, that that process will no longer have to be the same process of parts again. It can no longer be between or among just few of them who will decide among themselves. You cannot decide for over 180 million people or over 200 million people among 4, 5, 6, less than 20 people. It will amount to the same fraud that was imposed on Nigerians by the virtue of the constitutional imposition. When they said, we the people. Who are the we? I asked my father, he wasn't there. My father has his own father, my grandfather, he wasn't. Our ancestors were not involved. Community leaders, we asked them, they didn't know. Or do you know? Did your father know the we the people? So who are the we? So if these 4 or 3 or 5 people also gather together and decide for us what should be the consensus, it will amount to the same electoral fraud or constitutional fraud. So you cannot have the we the people kind of arrangement again in the history of this country. It's too late. It's too much. So a fair or transparent process will not be the type of pact anymore, where they will just say, if it is not me, who do I think? They will now use sentiment, one person sentiment, to railroad all of us back to 50 years backwards again. They will now take us back to where we started from, we the people. No. We should progress. It should be cumulative. Movement should be cumulative. All right. So that is number one idea of what me I think should be fair or transparent process enough if you have to choose another consensus. All right. Then going forward, I also want to say number 2. After that is what would be fair process again. Sorry, I'm trying to check from my phone what people are saying so that I can respond to questions. Number 2 is that we have to ask ourselves questions. Questions as, who among these persons has so far made enough sacrifice? Who has the social integrity capital, social political integrity capital to win this election? And I mean, who has the grassroots fan base that is the biggest among them that can win election? And aside from winning election, who will be able to do what the new Nigeria craving or yearning represents? Who do we believe that, let's even assume we have won this election in 2019, who do we believe will give us the craving we are asking by not reneging or compromising the ideals that constitutes what all of us and all of them have also been saying? Those are the things that can make a process credible, transparent, and worthy, and plausible too. Not just 5 of them put themselves up in a room like upper room in the Bible, and fire then came upon them and they start speaking in tongues. Is that what we are looking for? Taking us back to no. It has to be representative. That's number 3. It has to be representative. Who are those deciding who will be the face of this new frontier? The number of persons determining has to be representative. 4 of them deciding among themselves cannot be representative, cannot be said to be representative of over 200 million Nigerians that are interested in the new frontier. So 5 of you put yourself or gathering yourself up in a room and deciding who among you is not sufficient. It has to be that the number of persons and the process of college or electoral process of deciding who will decide who among these people. There has to be 2 phases. Number 1 phase is we have to look at some parameters. Number one parameter is we have to grade them first of all. Who has worked the most? Who has reached out the most? Who has already garnered, between the time they declared and now, who has garnered the most support and grassroots fan base? Who is capable of winning the most election? You grade them 1/10 per each of these parameters. Who has a structure that cannot be penetrated already? Who is competent and more acceptable to everybody than the other? By the time we grade all of them 1/10, 1/10, 5/10, okay, in this parameter, who is more acceptable to across all geopolitical zones between the time they declared and now? Grassroots basis, this one 5/10, this one 2/10, this one 10/10. By the time we finish doing all of this, we move to the next parameter. Who has a structure already that cannot be penetrated or infiltrated by the old order we are trying to make sure that we remove their hands from our polity? We grade them again. Okay, this one has 5/10 in this one has 10/10, this one has. You go to parameter number 3. By the time we finish grading them, we will now come back to the people. Select people from across 6 geopolitical zones, election before election. Make number of people that is representative enough and say we are looking for a new order. Who do you think? That is the second phase after we have already graded all of them. And they already have points from there. The second phase, who do you think from all geopolitical zones we select representative number of people? Who do you think among these persons has what it takes to win this election? Or who would you want to be the face of the new frontier for a credibly new Nigeria? By the time we now collect results from phase A and phase B, we will then decide. But is it workable in 2019? Ego will not let it for now. Fela Durotoye believes that he can step down if the process is what he has control over. Forget the transparent thing he said. The transparent means he has control over the process. Meaning, if he truly wants to step down, he doesn't need to give conditions to it. He will just do like Dr. Hobby. And Dr. Hobby, kudos to you. You're a statesman. Or is he stateswoman now? Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, if we have to look at this, Durotoye has not said what I expect of somebody who is genuine about truly sacrificing self-ambition. Showore does not want to give up for Mohalu because he believes that Mohalu only had opportunity of being appointed as deputy governor of Central Bank, which he has rejected things that are way bigger than that since as far back as he was president of Student Union leader, president of Student Union in Unilag. Mohalu, in similar vein, believes that being a professor and somebody who has had experience as a professor or teacher, worked at CBN, worked at the UN, is bigger than all of them. The last time I interviewed Professor Mohalu at the Unilag town hall, presidential town hall on housing, I recall, and the video is still online, he said that is the 80-pound gorilla in the room, like the biggest fish to catch. So this ego thing will not let up. So those of you that are dreaming coalition, please, this broadcast tonight is to tell you, wave it behind. It's not going to happen. At least not in 2019. So that's why I said, let us allow all of them go to the polls. By the time they finish, I'm not ruling out that Durotoye will withdraw. No, I'm not ruling it out though. So we'll know that it's between these two. We'll now look at how the masses will work on them to present one person. Another reason I don't also see them stepping down is that Ishore, for instance, believes that ideologically they are not compatible. Shore is also a suspicious person, believing that if I step down for this one, he may be one of those people sent by the old people, and they are sponsoring him or appointed him before, and they are sponsoring him, and he's one of them. They are remoting him. So if I step down for him, we are going back to the same old people. So Shore will not step down. Mohalutu believes he has weight more than any other person in the new generation, among the new generation aspirants. So it's not likely going to step down. Having said this, what do you think a coalition is still possible? I've said my own. As far as 2019 is concerned, no. What's your own view? Then let me now move forward to after elections. I'm not looking at APC or PDP votes. They buy. But these ones are not buying, to the best of my knowledge. Or maybe I'm not right. But to the best of my knowledge, based on what I've heard, all of them say they do not want to buy. They are preaching new gospel of consensus voters. Now, after post-2019 election, whoever wins or whoever emerge, let's not even talk about who wins it. APC and PDP apart. Whoever has the highest of vote among these new generation candidates will then be the person we want to rally around. All right. Well, let me quickly take this because I have less than 10% on my laptop battery to run off, and all the batteries on my lights and all of them are also going to go off any moment from now. If there's any question I'll read, I'm not going to be able to read greetings. Apologies, please. How many do you want for the process? Compromise is mutual respect for one another. If they choose to work together, it will be okay. But we just want to know which area of Nigeria they want to work for with AAC. Dear James says no coalition. Yes, Shore is very right. Miracle. Prince Goki Adeyemi, take it back. You need to be transparent in your judgment. Well, have I said anything that is not transparent yet? I've talked about all of them. Let's Mohalu or whatever his name, see Osinbajo to Buhari, who don't even have Wahek. Wale Odunshola, that's not me. Dear James says don't trust fella. Pius says block records, you can go and hang now. You have started insulting one another again. Oh nah, come on. Shegun, we know that these people know that Shore is ahead of them. If they are sincere, no one needs to tell them to support him. That's according to Olu Johnson. I believe it's too late for coalition now. That's at DBC. I believe so too. Because there was another news item on the day, during the day, that INEC rejected Dr. Obi's withdrawal from the race. Because I understand too, logistics reasons. They already started printing materials for election. Do you want them to now go and start printing all over again and removing? But what I also think is that INEC should be able to do a makeshift. There are parties who do not have presidential candidates after all, like Accord and a few other parties that do not have presidential. They only have maybe state candidates for House of Rep, House of Assembly, and then governorship. But the presidency, they adopt either of the two APDPC. All right. So what is INEC doing about those ones on the ballot? Then I also remember that in Ogun State, the incumbent governor Amosun is throwing his weight behind APM, and he's not supporting APM for presidency, meaning that they want to work for APM in the state and work for APC at the federal. What is the arrangement of APC? So maybe it is for logistic reason that they will not be able to do new adjustments in light of the development that Dr. Obi is now withdrawing from the race. He joined late and is withdrawing early. I don't know why though. But whatever the case, yeah, she has withdrawn already. And then, ladies and gentlemen, my battery is warning me it wants to go off automatically. I have to go now. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll talk more. Hopefully I would have charged all of these things to the fullest. I would be able to do maybe more than the time, the duration we did tonight. I want to appreciate it. I'll read all your comments on my phone once I go off now. Keep those comments coming. What are your reactions? We are not looking for coalition anymore as far as 2019 is concerned. It's not going to happen. But ahead of that time, I want to say keep talking about things that matter. My name is Segun Olo. Thank you so much for watching this broadcast.